Hey guys, what's going on? It's Richard, the Untitled Channel and reefs.com, and today I'm coming to you at the head central of Pirates Reef Coral, the guy who is known as Master Collector of high-end SPS, and today we're going to do a little video to highlight the hottest SPS of 2021. Check it out.
Hey guys, it's Reinaldo here from Pirates Reef Corals, and today we're going to showcase some of my top picks for rare acros that you should keep in your tanks for any serious collector that are currently available in the year 2021. Alright guys, the first coral on the list is the RMF Tiger's Blood. These corals are not in any particular order. They're just, I kind of joined them by types of corals, you know, tenuous, millis, whatever other random pieces I have. The RMF Tiger's Blood is a very strong true yellow coral with long red polyps. And the growth is a very delicate, thin growth. It's a little bit thinner than the Pink Floyd or some of the other yellow acros that I have. And it grows at a moderate pace. And I think it stands out really well against all the other acros in your tank. So it's a nice must-have piece. Next coral on the list is the RMF Red Matrix. It's a, I'm gonna butcher this, but it's a Spatulata, I believe the species. It grows really thick. It looks like a milli, but it's not. And this coral has a very nice, almost copper color to it. It's like a copper orange color with a little red underneath. And the growth is different from any other acro really that you'll have in your tank because it's a very strange looking species. And the colors are really like a peachy neon. I can't even describe it. You really need to have that piece in your tank to see how it compares to everything else. There's no other acro that has the same colors as this one. The next one on the list is the Cherry Coral's Fuzzy Rainbow. It's a really different coral, which not many people have. It's deep purple with a little white in between the branches, yellow tips, and long polyps again, which get a little red to them. But the coral is just so unique from anything else you see, and the growth is very unique as well. I think it's another must-have in your tank as well. Next coral on the list is the Reef Raff Robin Hood. This one is a truly unique piece. It's bright orange and purple tips with red polyps, and it's a granulosa, which usually only come in very dull colors, but this is the complete opposite. It glows under blue and it looks great under white light as well. Next coral on the list is another granulosa, Jason Fox Fantasy Island, which I really like because I enjoy smooth skins and they grow very differently from anything else. The Fantasy Island has neon green polyps with a white under, like in between the branches, purple tips, and a neon green glow, almost like it's like uranium or something. Like you really have to see it in person to appreciate the coral. Next on the list is a highly controversial piece, Cornbread Tangerine Dream. It is the brightest orange piece I've ever seen in person. It basically glows in your tank when you get it on point, when you get your colors right. The polyps are a bright gold to yellow, and the coral itself has a light pink underneath, and in the top growth where the light is hitting will be just neon orange. It looks like nothing I've ever seen. When I saw this coral in person, I had to get a frag of it instantly. All right, we're gonna go into the current trend right now of tenuous, but there's so many of them, I'm not gonna go over every single one because I myself have at least over 30 different ones. I'm just gonna point out the ones that I like the most and I think are really standout pieces. Starting with the Reef Raff Asia Ultimate Orange Passion. That is one of the older tenuouses that have been out for a little while, but it's a little bit tougher to keep than some of them. But when you do keep it, it's very rewarding due to the fact that the colors are just incredible. It has a green base, pink tips, dark orange polyps, and then the polyps are usually a lot bushier than some of the other tenuouses. So you get a lot more PE than most tenuouses usually are kind of like retracted. This is more like a milli almost. You always got the PE out swaying. Next one on the list is a pretty rare piece. It's called Jackson's Rainbow. It is one of the few true blue tenuous. It has no green in the base or anything. It's just the dark blue toward the tips with like a baby blue center. Maybe a little green on the bottom where it doesn't get any light, but barely noticeable. And in the polyps, you'll get this really nice, just solid red with a little bit of pink on the coralites. And it's a very, very, very amazing piece when you get it to grow out. but it is also an extremely slow grower compared to most tenuous. Next one on the list is TGC Acrolandia. This one is on everybody's list. It's one of the hottest tenuous out right now for a good reason, because it's a blue base with a contrasting orange to pink polyps, and it's just spectacular when you see it in person. Everybody that sees my colonies always point out and ask, what is that? Every single time. It's the first coral they see. Next one up is from my buddy Speed Reefer, the Trollsicle. It is, in my opinion, one of the hottest tenuouses out. It gets neon pink, more than a home wrecker on the tips. And the contrast is a teal blue base to the hot pink tips, and the polyps will turn hot pink as well. It's a beautiful piece, and it's actually a decent grower for a tenuous once it gets going. Another rare piece that not many people have yet grown out is Jason Fox Sunday Driver. And it's basically like his home record 2.0, but with more contrast. I like it because it's a teal blue body with green polyps, and then you get hot pink corallites, but it also has a little purple mixed in, and it's a nice contrast of colors and a variety of things going on. It's just a mixture. It has a little bit more going on than the home record did to me. And then it's also a little bit slower grower though. That's why not many people have it yet. Next one on the list is Bioreef Wonderboy. This tenuous is actually very unique from a lot of the other tenuouses out there that I've seen. It gets a bunch of different colors on the body. The polyps are like a magenta pink. It's like a darker color. The body has like a green kind of to a yellow and pink mixed together, but the polyps are what really stands out with the magenta color. It stands out against the light colored body, but it's actually different from most of the tenuouses you will see out there. Next on the list is, of course, my classic, the Pirates Reef Corals Fruity Pebbles, which doesn't need any introduction. It's just it looks like Fruity Pebbles. It has colors everywhere, from green going into purple, yellow corallites, and then it gets a little orange red toward the top as well. It's just a standout piece. The growth is different, the shape is different, everything is nice. It's a must. That's definitely a must-have piece in your tank. Now we're going to move on to Millis, which there's also a ton of Millis. I'm only going to point out the ones that I really like. The Matt V Hot Mess is definitely probably top 3 Millis, one of the nicest Millis you'll ever see, and also it has extremely long polyps. And the reason I love it is because I'm a fan of orange corals, and orange is a really hard color to get on Acropora. So this coral is just completely orange with yellow. It'll get a little yellow on the tip sometimes, on the tip and the polyp that comes out of the tip. It'll be like a neon yellow, but the whole coral will just be orange and different contrasts of orange. And then the polyps are just super hairy. It looks like a woolly mammoth. Definitely a must-have. Next coral on the list is the Cherry Corals Bahama Mama. This one is another, it's a little bit of a classic piece, but not that many people have it. And it has every color under the rainbow. The body is blue to purple to pink. And then the polyps can be like green to yellow, with maybe a little hint of red if you're wearing the orange glasses. And it's a really standout piece. It's a Milli. Any show I take it to, everybody always asks about it. And the contrast on it is great. I love pieces that have good contrast, that have a light and a dark. You know, the polyps are either light or the body is light and the polyps are dark. Either way, they just need to stand out. So it's not just a one solid color piece. Next coral is a really underrated Milli that not a lot of people have at all. It's the Jkr Inferno Milli. In the pictures, it's really hard to appreciate because it just looks yellow like any other sunset Milli or some import. But this coral is really neon yellow. Like, it's truly a pure yellow Milli. Like if you were to take a Pink Floyd or something else that's just solid yellow and mix it into a Milli, that's what it looks like. It just glows and it has no green or any of that in it. It's just solid yellow and it looks amazing in your tank. The growth is pretty decent once it gets going. I'm not gonna say it's fast because there's a lot of other Millis that grow a lot quicker than it. The next Milli is another piece from Speed Reefer. It is called the MVP Milli, which is really unique. It actually came in, I don't wanna say 4 to 5 years ago. And I've never seen another Milli like it. Nothing else has come in to look like it. It is just a combination of colors from pink to blue to purple to a very light white color, almost like a hologram. And it just seamlessly blends in the colors. And there's been no other Milli that compares to it in any of my collection of different rare Millis that I've found. The last Milli on the list is, of course you guys know this was coming, the Reef Raft Canada Rainbow Splice. It is the hottest coral out right now, and for good reason. I mean, there's not much to say. It's pink with neon green grafting in. It swirls like coffee and milk. It just mind-blowing how beautiful that piece is. The frags always come out spectacular, and even recently my piece has been getting a little bit of orange mixed in, because I'm starting to think that it's not just a green graft. I think it's more of like an ASD Milli type grafted into the pink one. So you start getting a little orange here and there along with the green and the pink, and it's different from anything else on the market. Nothing has ever looked like this before. Let's talk about those Malaysias that have been coming in, the smooth skins. I believe they're called Speciosas. And there's a couple different types I've seen. There's a teal one, there's a blue one, there's a pink one. I have the teal one in 2 different colors. I have the teal with the pink tips, and the polyps are like a little gold, I guess. It's still coming in, needs to grow out more. And then I have another one that's teal with the red corallites and like a reddish polyp kind of. But that's gonna be one of the hottest corals once it really gets aquacultured and out there into the hobby. Very few people have it right now, and it doesn't really grow. So, and they're also very sensitive to our tanks. If anything happens, that's it, kaputs. So, I mean, that's one of the pieces to look out for right now. Try to get your hands on it if you can. And once again, guys, this is Reinaldo Riveron, checking out from Pirates Reef Corals. All these corals are available on my website, or most of them at least, piratesreefcorals.com. You can follow us on Instagram or Facebook. Don't hesitate to ask us any questions. And I will have most of these frags available as well at Reefapalooza Orlando and the Florida Frag Swap afterwards. And remember, if their tank ain't nice, don't take their advice.
You were recording that?
No.
Do it one more time.
No. I'll do it in the end. We'll do a little. If their tank ain't nice, don't take their advice. Do a little shuffle.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Reinaldo here from Pirates Reef Corals. Shut up.